Hi, I'm Kristen Avignon, and I'm a part-time worker at Hannaford's. I also attend DCC for a program, Think Ahead. But today, we're going to talk about Kristen's popular topics. I'm Kristen, and this is Popular Topics. And this is the first official episode. Today's episode, I'm going to be... What Popular Topics is, before I get on to the episode, is I'm going to be talking about popular topics that are in my mind, like video games, why celebrities have named their kids weird names, some other stuff, maybe sports or news. But anyway, but not bad news, maybe good news. But today's popular topic I'm going to talk about is a singer, actress, as just came out non-binary about a year ago, has had numerous stints in rehab, 4, 5, 6, I don't know, I lost count. I'm talking about Demi Lovato. I have some interesting facts about Demi Lovato, and Demi Lovato is one of my favorite singers in the world. I like to listen to them because I like her music, or their music. Of course, non-binary. But I have nothing against that. I'm 100%. I'm like, good for her or them. But anyway, but I did know that facts that Demi Lovato was in pageants in Texas. Her parents are divorced. Father is, passed away. Her stepdad took over as her actual father. After being in, kids pageants in Texas, she was also on Barney and Friends with Selena Gomez, who was also in Disney. Once Demi Lovato, I was done with Barney and Friends, Demi was also on the Disney Channel, was on, I think free Disney movies. 2 of them were Camp Rock, and one was Camp Rock with the Jonas Brothers, and the Princess Protection Program with, of course, Selena Gomez. But then after that was on Sunny with a Chance. I think that was either 2 or 3 seasons. I don't know. I watched only probably 1 or 2 episodes. I think my favorite episode from that was the Wicked Witch of the Web. It was, like those celebrity bloggers that do gossip on magazines. It was funny. I thought it was hilarious. Of course, Wicked Witch of the Web, Wicked Witch of the West, Wizard of Oz reference. Love Wizard of Oz. Then after that, Demi Lovato was also starting a singing career while on Disney. And I think that's what led her to the first issue she's had. And, being in rehab. And then not only just for the drinking and the alcohol, but also Demi Lovato has suffered an eating disorder from it. I don't know, from Disney, but girl has a lot of trauma, a ton of trauma, and all this stuff is I find is alarming. But from that, and I found what's hilarious is, what's the best way for someone who's been on Disney to get the break out of their Disney persona? Well, Demi Lovato did not twerk. Miley Cyrus did that at the VMAs. Well, if that's the way to get out of it, then that's it. I would have to say one of my favorite songs from her Confident album. I think that it is cool for the summer. Well, yeah, wear something sexy. Just be embracing yourself and okay, this is my way to get out of Disney. So, what can I say? Favorite video, but then I actually have another favorite videos from music videos I do like from Demi Lovato, Heart Attack. I thought was interesting because that's how I did discover Demi Lovato, was from hearing Heart Attack or Give Your Heart a Break, either or. But my one favorite song I really do like is Really Don't Care, because I did see the music video for that one. I'm like, oh my God, she's singing this song at the LA Pride Parade. I'm like, cool, good for her. So I find it and I did see the, and after a while, 6 years Demi Lovato was sober, and then she ended up relapsing. Like, okay, I get it. Not that's everybody's human. Everybody who's probably been in recovery has relapsed numerous of times, and then the almost near fatal overdose, which was like, okay, so is this gonna be like Demi Lovato was either 26, 27, 25, or I don't know the exact age Demi Lovato was when they had the overdose, but if it was close to 27, then she would have been a member of the 27 club, where singers have passed away at the age of 27. Like Jimi Hendrix was in that category, Janis Joplin was in that category, Kurt Cobain was in that category, Amy Winehouse was in that category. I think with Jim Morrison, I mentioned Jim Morrison. Yeah, I know Jim Morrison was I think Jim Morrison OD'd. I think Janis Joplin OD'd. Jimi Hendrix was alcohol. Kurt Cobain shot himself. Amy Winehouse, alcohol as well. Of course, I could go on about Amy Winehouse in the 27 Club for on and on, but this is not about that. This is actually about Demi Lovato, and no matter how many times I hear, like, okay, Demi Lovato relapsed, Demi Lovato is imperfect. So I never gave up on Demi Lovato because I believe, they're humans. They are human beings. They can make mistakes. They could have crummy days and be okay with it. It's just people indicate that they are entitled to crummy days. They got to have everything handed to them. They have to be perfect no matter what the outcome is. It's like being perfect. There's no perfect person in this world, I believe. And Demi Lovato did make a mistake, but I don't think we should go on and go completely Norman Bates on them. And it's like, Demi Lovato's not perfect. And then all of a sudden the psycho music comes on, and that would not be fun. I believe when you say something like that, but of course Demi Lovato did have the controversial California Sober when I did see the Dancing with the Devil documentary, which was like, wow, this was an eye-opener. Who would not thought that this person wasn't happy in the old managing company, her old managing label, and they like turned their backs on her. Like, there were parts where they would look at her bank statements on what she purchased at Starbucks. It's like, and the point where in the one part of the documentary, I did see how Demi wasn't happy that her old managing company ended up indicating a watermelon and turning it into like a birthday cake with the low-fat icing, like the best cream, so it could keep the calories down. I'm like, why don't you let her enjoy an actual piece of birthday cake? It isn't gonna kill her, or what? Is it gonna tarnish your image, because your reputation? Because Demi Lovato, and then TMZ will go, Demi Lovato goes against managing label company and eats an actual cake on her birthday. Which I do like the song Melon Cake off the Dancing with the Devil, the Artist Starting Over album. It's one of my favorite music videos. I basically watch it on like YouTube. It's like, okay, so this song Demi Lovato is singing, it's like poured her entire heart out. And the fact is, it is true if the managing label, I'm not saying nothing negative about the managing label, but shame on them for not being there when Demi needed them the most. And you're saying you're being selfish about not being sober because it is going to ruin our brand. Like, when your singer is struggling with an eating disorder, is crying for help, that's kind of messed up. With that, when I did watch the documentary, when Demi did report that, when the guy asked her, are you sober today? And then when Demi mentioned, well, I'm California sober. I'm like, So you're drinking a little bit and you're smoking pot, but then you just had an overdose, almost a near fatal overdose where you almost died, and you're calling yourself California sober, which a majority of Demi's friends find it upsetting because you almost died from a near fatal overdose. And you're deciding to be California sober, but then in December you go, well, now I'm not doing my California sober lifestyle. I'm sober. So if we get back to the California sober lifestyle, I'm thinking, wait, my sister has dealt with issues with that. And so now she's California sober now. Or, well, wait, hold on one moment. This isn't California, this is New York. So my sister could claim after she messes up, almost has a near fatal overdose, and is New York sober. But enough about talking about that, because my sister is not part of the topic. And I know I find it that it did a little upset me, the fact that Demi Lovato was California sober, when the fact that I've seen it with my sister, and now that she's doing better, I'm happy about that. But I'm not going to be like protesting not to listen to Demi Lovato in her way, but her being sober, like, that's good. At least that's the mega eye opener until it happened, until I'm like, okay, I'm sober, but I'm not happy being sober now. Oh, I'm going to be California sober again. Knock on wood, hopefully that. But like I said, I'm not trying to bash Demi Lovato, except the fact that she did kind of got in a bit of a feud with a froyo company over something that she didn't get a treat from this frozen yogurt place because call the people diet culture vultures. I'm like, okay, why is that? So when did Demi Lovato turn full-fledged Karen over a frozen yogurt place? I don't know, but boy. But anyway, people are human, but maybe Demi wasn't understanding the fact that it's not just that maybe this frozen yogurt place isn't trying to be conscious to people with losing weight. Maybe they had other stuff for people with other, like, like health, like problems, like diabetics, like maybe people are on like low sugar diets with diabetes or are gluten sensitive. But I think that's over and done with. I don't think there hasn't been any news about that or TMC has made any more claims. But I find it interesting that Demi Lovato now calls aliens from outer space ETs. Like, okay, do they look like ET the extraterrestrial? ET phone home? Like, okay. I didn't see the whole of that thing where she had that unidentified on Peacock because this is me. I'll watch something and then I'll get kind of bored with it a little bit. I did not get bored with Dancing with the Devil. It was impressive, but when Demi Lovato was getting back into singing in the beginning, when I heard like about a year ago, Monsters featuring with All Time Low featuring Black Bear and Demi Lovato, I was being a bit of a stereotype. Like, why is there a pop singer singing a song doing a duet with a group that's alternative? They should have picked someone else doing it, like someone from like maybe Hayley Williams from Paramore or Lizzie Hale from Hailstorm or whoever singer from alternative. But then I was skeptical, but then I gave it a chance. Like, oh, this is cool. Maybe now Demi Lovato is gonna forget her pop way. She did have a bit of a goth phase earlier in her career, which I probably haven't heard any of that music. If she has alternative music, maybe she does, maybe she doesn't, but who knows? But anyway, at the end of the day, I realized that Demi Lovato is a person as well, is a human being. Bleeds the same blood like everyone else. It's not like you cut her open and you get gold color blood. I don't think that's possible, but it's like you from being in an old managing company, record label, being miserable, to being in a new managing company, record label, of a new managing team, and changing her images, like I thought though, when Demi did cut her hair the first time and had the pink on top, I'm like, okay, you're trying to be like Pink the singer now, and you're trying to pull that off. But then I do follow Demi Lovato on Insta, and now that her hair is buzzed, cut, I'm like, okay, so rocking the Sinead O'Connor look, just don't try to rip a picture of the Pope or someone else, because then that could definitely be a career killer for you. It kind of wrecked Sinead O'Connor's career when she did that to the Pope on Saturday Night Live in the 90s. So, and then Frank Sinatra got into a feud. But that is not a good... But again, this is not about like certain singers. This is like about Demi Lovato and what the life. But I feel like maybe if Demi Lovato never was in pageants, then was not on Barney and Friends, and then was on Disney, maybe would have had like a normal, like maybe basically have a normal childhood. You know, maybe have like the same type of childhood that one actress, Dakota Fanning, has, because when Dakota Fanning was in like I Am Sam, Man on Fire, The Cat in the Hat, Dakota Fanning did not have fame get the best of her, probably worked on her schooling, and then when she was probably 18, 19, was in the remaining Twilight movies. But again, I'm not discussing Dakota Fanning. This is the Demi Lovato, and Dakota Fanning is not a singer, though. I think is an actress, but anyway. But at the end of the day, I feel like people don't take Demi Lovato like is okay. Demi Lovato is now sober. They're waiting for the day she messes up again and relapse. That's what is gone. That's what I believe. I feel like people are saying, okay, Demi Lovato is going to relapse. Demi Lovato isn't perfect. Like, nobody is perfect. Nobody was born perfect. It's like being a perfectionist does not get anybody anywhere. And I believe it. Like, I try to be perfect, and I realize, okay, nobody's perfect. Then when Demi Lovato relapsed that time, and then the song Sober came out, the single for that, okay, so Demi Lovato isn't perfect. And I stated that nobody is perfect in a way, because you want them to fail, but instead of failing, that's how I feel. It's like you want to see people fail. People want to see certain people fail, like Demi Lovato. And I believe this time maybe Demi Lovato is going to stick being sober. Who knows until they find another field for it. But then when Demi Lovato came out as non-binary, I'm like, oh, okay. So anyway, in the conclusion, I believe, like, if Demi Lovato was not famous and was like a normal person, people would be like, okay, this is a random person walking down the street. But I feel like that people don't give Demi like credit, like, okay, I'm officially non-binary. I call aliens ETs. I completed rehab, I don't know how many times, but I realize that nobody is perfect, and I don't think people should be like vultures and like going down, kicking Demi when they're down, because even if she changes her music genre, that'd be cool. Maybe do more collabs with All Time Low or whoever else. Or maybe do a collab with Nickelback. That depends if they're around still. But I believe, of course, Demi Lovato did have a odds against her after the relapse and then the overdose. That odds against her for surviving were slim, but now you see them that Demi's alive, Demi is well, Demi has a new hairstyle and is rechanging her Instagram. I know, I should know. I do follow Demi Lovato on Insta. I'm not a stalker. I am not a stalker. It's not like I'm gonna take a plane, find her, like, okay. As long as I don't like watch clips of something, which is hilarious. But anyway, but at the end of the day, I feel like Demi Lovato was brave enough to go through and realize that that Demi did make mistakes with the relapsing and then overdosing, and then being California sober. But sober now, it's like, okay, just I knock on wood that it goes well, and Demi Lovato will probably just, if people are saying, okay, she's killing her career now that her hair is buzzed, like, I don't care. Maybe she wants to save money on shampoo or conditioner. What's next? Demi goes bald. Oh my God! And then we'll end up, and then there'll be more memes of her. Those Poot Lovato memes. If you don't know what that is, you should check out Yahoo, search Poot Lovato memes, and you'll see them. I know about those memes. I do. uh, but anyway, I would say this was been good. I'm Kristen Avenue, and good day.